INTJs are the masterminds of strategy, known for their calculated approach to life. Whether it's a major career move or a weekend grocery run, you can bet there's a well-thought-out plan behind it. Here's why INTJs always have a plan, sometimes multiple backups, no matter the situation. Number 1. Their brain is wired for strategy. INTJs' brains are wired like advanced computers, programmed to run a perpetual 4D chess match. While most people rely on gut feelings, INTJs come equipped with a mental flowchart for every possible outcome. They analyze every scenario with such precision that even their coffee breaks are scheduled for maximum efficiency. Where others might be caught off guard by surprises, INTJs have already predicted and planned for them. Their inner monologue often sounds like a tactical briefing for an epic heist movie. A casual, "let's wing it," is simply not in their vocabulary, as they have a contingency plan for spontaneity. Every decision, from what to wear to when to sip that latte, is part of their grand master plan. They might even have a flowchart outlining why they have a flowchart for every plan. In the world of INTJs, being unprepared is simply not an option, and strategy is their superpower. Number 2, efficiency is the name of the game. For INTJs, efficiency isn't just a preference, it's a way of life. Every task, from work projects to grocery shopping, is optimized for maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort. If something can be done in 5 steps instead of 10, you can bet they've already figured it out. They don't understand why people take the long way when a perfectly logical shortcut exists, and yes, they've tested it. Even relaxation is scheduled with precision, because what's the point of taking a break if it's not the most effective break possible? Meetings that could have been an email? Unacceptable. Waiting in long lines without a backup task? Inefficiency at its worst. Their idea of fun might even include streamlining a process just for the satisfaction of making it better. In an INTJ's world, if it's not efficient, it's not worth doing. Number 3, control equals stability. For INTJs, control isn't about being bossy, it's about preventing unnecessary chaos, which, let's be honest, is everywhere. They don't just like order, they need it, like oxygen or a perfectly brewed cup of coffee. Unpredictability is the enemy, and nothing spikes their stress levels faster than the words, "let's just see what happens." No, let's not. If there's no plan, there's no certainty, and if there's no certainty, how can they ensure everything runs smoothly and efficiently? They're not control freaks. They have an extremely low tolerance for disorganization, inefficiency, and people who go with the flow straight into a disaster. INTJs don't micromanage, they macromanage, thinking 10 steps ahead to make sure nothing derails. If you ever see them relaxing, just know they're secretly monitoring everything, ready to step in if things start going sideways. Because in an INTJ's world, control isn't about power, it's about stability, which means peace of mind. Number 4, backup plans for the backup plans. INTJs don't just have a plan B, they have plans C, D, and E, just in case A and B disappoint them, as people often do. Their minds work like a high-security vault, always running risk assessments and preparing escape routes before disaster even strikes. If something goes wrong, they won't panic. They'll simply activate the next pre-calculated strategy as if it were the plan all along. Others might call it overthinking, but INTJs call it basic survival skills. Their backup plans have backup plans, and those backup plans have contingency backup plans, because you never know. A spontaneous road trip? They've already mapped out alternate routes, emergency stops, and the best gas stations within a 50-mile radius. Just go with the flow is a phrase that physically hurts them. Why let chaos win when you can prepare? If they ever say, "I have a plan," they actually mean, "I have 5, sorted by efficiency, risk level, and optimal outcome." And if by some miracle they don't have a plan, don't worry, they'll have one in 30 seconds or less. Number 5, they dislike depending on others. INTJs trust exactly 3 things: their brain, a well-structured plan, and maybe Wi-Fi, but even that's questionable. Relying on others feels like handing the wheel to a driver who might know where they're going, but didn't check the map first. It's not that they think everyone else is incompetent, okay, maybe a little, but inefficiency and unpredictability are just too painful to endure. If they ask for help, it's not because they need it, It's just the fastest way to move things along. And even then, they'll double-check your work. Group projects? More like watching other people struggle while quietly doing everything themselves. They'd rather spend hours researching a solution than risk someone else getting it almost right. When someone says, "Trust me, I got this," an INTJ hears, "Prepare for imminent disaster." It's not about being antisocial. It's about maintaining quality control. After all, if you want something done right, you might as well do it yourself. Number 6, planning equals mental peace. For an INTJ, having a plan isn't just a preference. It's the only thing standing between them and existential dread. Their mind is like a browser with 57 tabs open, and planning is the only way to keep it from crashing. Uncertainty feels like being trapped in a room where the furniture keeps moving, and frankly, that's just unacceptable. Spontaneity, that's just stress in disguise. Nothing soothes an INTJ's soul like a well-structured to-do list and a perfectly executed schedule. While others go with the flow, INTJs are busy engineering the flow to ensure maximum efficiency. Their version of relaxation? Running mental simulations of possible scenarios to ensure they're prepared for every outcome. If you ever see an INTJ sitting still, don't be fooled. They're probably planning their next 5 moves in life. For an INTJ, true peace isn't found in the absence of chaos. It's found in the absolute control of it. Number 7, they're always thinking 3 steps ahead. INTJs don't just live in the present, they mentally exist 3 steps into the future at all times. While you're deciding what to order for lunch, they've already calculated the best option based on nutrition, cost, and how it'll affect their energy levels for the rest of the day. Conversations with them are like playing chess against a grandmaster who already knows your next move before you do. When someone says, "Let's figure it out when we get there," an INTJ has to resist the urge to scream. It is already mapped out in their mind, complete with contingencies in case traffic is bad, the Wi-Fi is down, or society collapses. They don't get surprised easily because they've already predicted 95% of possible surprises. If things go exactly as planned, they'll nod in satisfaction. If they don't, well, a good thing they prepared for that too. People think INTJs are quiet, but really they're just busy analyzing 3 future conversations at once. The bottom line? Life is a game of strategy, and INTJs came to win. Some might call it overthinking, but for an INTJ, planning is a superpower. It's how they navigate life with confidence, avoid unnecessary stress, and stay ahead of the game. While others may go with the flow, INTJs make sure the flow is going exactly where they intended. What do you think? Does this fit the INTJ mindset?